Hello there, this is me, Ansh Pandey, and you are watching International News Wrap. In the ever-evolving world, one corner may sleep, but the other always buzzes with explosive events that shapes our modern history. The geopolitics plays out with us as pawns and global leaders as the characters in today's drama. Welcome to the fast-paced world of geopolitics where every corner of the globe pulses with activity shaping the course of our history. In today's International News Wrap, we bring you the latest from the global events. From the pro-Palestine protests rattling the US House Speaker and New York police to Macron's provocative remarks on Europe's future. Also, we will try to understand who was the newest visitor at Trump Tower. As the world moves forwards, it's clear that every move carries weight by the world leaders. Stay tuned as we delve into the past 24 hours of international headlines, uncovering the stories that you may have slipped under your radar. In recent weeks, protests have erupted across prestigious American universities, notably at the Columbia University in New York, where demonstrators are condemning the Israel-Hamas war and the resulting crisis in Gaza. Recently, the organizers of one such protest in Columbia University demanded divestment of US companies profiting from what they term as Israeli apartheid, genocide and occupation of Palestine. This resulted in US House Speaker Mike Johnson also facing heckling during the event at the university. As he was heckled, he was seen criticizing the university officials for failing to control the situation. He called for resignation of the university president, Nemat Shafik, citing concerns over anti-Semitism and campus safety, while some defended the protest as protected speech. Others highlighted disruptions to campus life and incident of intimidation. The Columbia Vice President of Public Affairs also emphasized students' right to protest but stressed the importance of maintaining order in the university. However, with ongoing disruptions, questions arise about the balance between free speech and campus stability. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden appears to be supportive of the protest in principle, but expresses concern about the impact on education. Also, the scenes outside the other parts of the US was seen police cracking down on these protesters. Now on to the next story, coming to Europe. French President Emmanuel Macron has delivered a stark message to his European allies that, quote-unquote, hear it very carefully, Europe is dying. Reportedly, the French President Emmanuel Macron was delivering this stark speech on Thursday, highlighting Europe's vulnerability to Russian aggression amid the Ukraine war and emphasized the need for a robust defense strategy independent of the United States. He expressed grave concern about Russia's brazen behavior following its invasion of Ukraine back in 2022, stressing the uncertainty surrounding Moscow's boundary. Macron also condemned Russia and China for flouting global trade norms amid sanctions, urging the European Union to re-evaluate its trade policy. He also cautioned that Europe's survival depends upon its choices, emphasizing the continent's lack of preparedness amid shifting geopolitical dynamics. And so, Macron, in a quite frustrated yet assertive tone, stated, over the next decade, the risk of immense Europe being weakened is relegated. It is mortal and it can die. We are too slow and not ambitious enough. He added, urging a powerful Europe which is respected and ensures everyone's safety and so it can regain its strategic autonomy. Emphasizing the concept of a European strategic autonomy, Macron also urged the European allies to take control of its destiny, reducing reliance on both Russia for energy and the US for security. He stressed the urgency for preventing Russia from prevailing in the war with Ukraine and called for the development of a credible European defense framework, which is in talks for over 10 years now. Macron's address delivered at the Sorbonne University in Paris echoed themes from the previous speech in 2017, but underscored the profound changes brought by the Brexit, the COVID-19 pandemic, and Russia's aggression. Surprisingly, the speech was given ahead of the EU elections 2024 slated in the coming months. Despite the leadership status in Europe, Macron faces challenges domestically and his party is lagging behind in every opinion poll ahead of the European elections. While Macron also didn't explicitly refer to the upcoming election, this speech was more or less served as a manifesto for Europe's future, at least for Macron. He urged greater ambition as expected and speed in shaping up for a powerful and respected Europe and a secure one for strategic autonomy. Meanwhile, world leaders continue to meet Donald Trump in the United States despite the fact that the United States' president is Joe Biden. Former President Donald Trump's diplomatic interactions with foreign leaders remain prominent, now with ex-Japanese Prime Minister Taro Aso being the latest visitor to Trump Tower in Manhattan. This meeting emphasized the enduring importance of the US-Japan alliance, particularly in addressing security challenges in the Indo-Pacific such as those posed by China and North Korea. During their discussion, Trump commended Japan's effort to strengthen its defense capabilities, highlighting the alliance's role in regional stability. Also, this meeting comes shortly after Joe Biden's meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, where both leaders reaffirmed the robustness of the US-Japan partnership and announced the new military cooperation initiatives too. Surprisingly, Taro Aso is the co-leader of the leading and the ruling Liberal Party of Japan. Trump's diplomatic engagement occurred amidst ongoing legal proceedings related to hush money trial and increasing competition with President Biden in the upcoming US elections. Nonetheless, he still remains actively involved in the diplomatic efforts aiming to bolster alliance and tackle global issues. Japan's evolving defense posture, marked by the increased defense spending and strategic realignment, positions the country as a crucial player in the US-led endeavors in upholding Indo-Pacific security. Trump's recent meeting with Polish President Andrzej Duda also further highlights his continued diplomatic engagement with the leaders across the world. He met Andrzej Duda at Trump Tower, and some leaders also met him at Mar-a-Lago, his Florida residence. If one remembers, Viktor Orban, the Hungarian Prime Minister, also met Donald Trump a few days ago, where he endorsed Donald Trump that time. Now, why are they meeting Donald Trump so often? No one knows, but yes, it is being anticipated that it has something to do with the possibility that Trump might return for a second term. Well, if that is the case. So, here we are now at the end of the international news wrap with major geopolitical developments of the day. As said before, the world is an ever-evolving place with new developments happening every other hour. Now, we'll meet tomorrow or possibly later with more new updates of the day. Until then, what you have to do, you have to stay tuned at Oneindia English for all the latest politics and geopolitical updates like never before.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.